Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Paranormal News. Tonight's video is going to be from BusinessInsider.com, and the headline is With Claims of Mysterious Noises, Phantom Footsteps, and Visions of Ghosts. These 7 haunted houses on Airbnb and VRBO are all available to book for a spooky stay. It was published on September 30th, 2020, and it was written by Wendy Rose Gold. Looking to get your fill of paranormal activity this Halloween? We found vacation rentals on Airbnb and VRBO that claim to be haunted. Each listing is well rated and comes rich with historic charm, so even if you don't see a ghost, you'll still enjoy a great stay. Our picks are found in spooky spots like Salem, New Orleans, and others, and range in price from $120 to $540 per night to start. You might have trouble sleeping with thoughts of ghouls whirring through your head, but rest easy knowing experts consider private vacation rentals to be safer than hotels during the thing, as they reduce interaction with others. Read more, and then they give a link to another article. Come Halloween season, some people are perfectly satisfied to pour a glass of wine, throw a log on the fire, and click play on a spooky flick. Others would rather insert themselves into the real deal by signing up for eerie ghost tours, or more exhilarating yet, cozying up overnight in an allegedly haunted house or hotel. I'm certainly in the latter camp, though I'm far from a paranormal expert. I've always been drawn to eerie homes and locales, and a spine-chilling ghost story. In fact, I once lived a creaky historic house in Irvington. I think that's supposed to be I once lived in a creaky historic house in Irvington, Indiana. An area with famous claims of haunted activity that's named after Sleepy Hollow. I swore I felt the presence of a young boy, and once a chair scraped across the floor entirely on its own around midnight. A couple of years later, after moving away, I went on the Irvington Ghost Tour. The host stopped very close to the home I'd lived in and told us a story of a young boy that had been murdered there. Full-body chills. If you're like me, unable to get your fill of catacombs, cemeteries, old houses, and ghost towns, perhaps you're brave enough to stay the night at a possibly haunted house yourself. To make that easier, I combed vacation rental listings on Airbnb and VRBO listings with claims by host or past guests of haunted going-ons that also met the following criteria to ensure a top-notch stay, sighting or no. Number 1, all listings are based in the U.S. with at least some availability in October and through the winter, as of publishing, and priced between $120 and $540 to start. Number 2, all are for private home rentals, with the exception of 2 standout room bookings. Number 3, the homes are historic, with multiple reports of ghost sightings and other paranormal activity by host or past guests, as explicitly noted in the listing and or review. Number 4, I also reached out to host to elaborate on reports where possible, but of course we cannot validate any ghost claims. Number 5, reviews are all 4.5 and above. We've afforded some slack regarding the wear and tear that comes with older homes. Number 6, each listing has sanitation protocols in place to ensure a safer experience for guests. Of course, there is no guarantee in regards to safety. It's crucial to follow guidelines and advice. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not reading all this crap. because it'll get my video flagged because YouTube is insane when it comes to what you say. None of this crap is about ghosts. While we typically prefer entire home rentals, sometimes your needs don't require a large home. Plus, when it comes to haunted appeal, this bedroom listing sets a captivating scene as it's dripping in chandeliers with soaring ceilings, stained glass windows, a music room, and a carved cypress staircase that leads to your third-story bedroom, complete with a private balcony. The home was built in the late 1800s, and the host reports that a resident ghost is believed to share this room. Believed to be a young girl who lived there from 1887 to 1915. Urilda, I think is what that name is. That is a crazy first name. Urilda Breedlove Rod was injured in some kind of an accident when she was young, and her health was frail. She died at a young age, possibly during childbirth, host Adrian Parks told us. The room that has the most ghostly appearances is on the third floor and is called the Haunted Bedroom. People there have seen glowing orbs, heard footsteps, and doors opening and closing. Lights have been turned on and off, and sometimes small objects have gone missing and then reappeared in unlikely places. Guests have also reported candy that magically becomes unwrapped, tapping on their back, hearing the sound of lullabies, and feeling a sensation of someone sitting on the bed with them. There have even been sightings of actual figures. The previous owner said she saw a young woman in a long yellow dress once in the dining room. I glimpsed a young woman in a long pale garment with loose dark hair once as I was coming down the stairs. But when I got to the bottom of the stairs, she'd vanished, said Parks. Scary tales aside, this private bedroom is modestly appointed with an en-suite bathroom best suited to one or two people. There are 3 guest rooms in total. The others are less haunted, for an intimate B&B feel with shared access to the dining and living rooms, as well as the front and back porches and a swimming pool. Availability is open in October and well into 2021. The rating is 4.92, and I'm skipping this crap. The Haunted Honeymoon Cottage in Jerome, Arizona, $150. It's awful cozy looking, isn't it? Book this ghostly cottage on Airbnb starting at $150 per night. Jerome is easily one of Arizona's kitschiest destinations, with a reputation for being haunted. The former copper mining town, situated sideways on Cleopatra Hill, boomed in the early 1900s. In that time, there were murders and crimes, mining accidents, rowdy saloons, and busy brothels. All activities that people attribute to paranormal activity today, now that it's been revived by tourism many years later. Jerome was registered as a National Historic Landmark in 1967, and today is rife with museums, art galleries, wineries, restaurants like the Haunted Hamburger, and plenty of spooky spots. The Haunted Hamburger? That sounds like a cool place. The Haunted Honeymoon Cottage is reportedly one of those spots. The listing states that friends and family have reported seeing a thin lady dressed in white with dark hair, a grumpy old miner, and a tall gentleman wearing a top hat. Others have heard faint parlor music and the sound of wind chimes when no wind is present. This 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom guest house accommodates 2 and comes with a private entry that overlooks the San Francisco peaks, Sedona Red Rocks, and Verde Valley. The room is simple, but comes with a seating area, a small dining table, and a mini fridge. Weekend availability exists in October and well into 2021. Rating is 4.75. 1870s Inspiration House in Oberlin, Ohio. $166. Looks like a dollhouse in it. Bunch of dolls. There's a dollhouse right here. There's a bunch of creepy dolls down here, up here. Yeah, I wouldn't be into that. Says book this 150-year-old home on Airbnb starting at $166 per night. This Oberlin, Ohio listing, built in the 1870s, is proof that you should read the fine print. At first glance, it seems open and bright, and the listing promotes its central location and unplugged mentality before adding in this little number. A word to the wise, we suspect the place is haunted. Those who miss that little detail before the booking, however, can rest assured that it's a friendly ghost residing there. Inspiration House is perfect for anyone who wants to experience a haunting without the scare factor. Guests regularly report footsteps, apparitions, voices, and some of the music boxes play by themselves. Host Elira Rose Little told Business Insider, "When my partner Michelle Bellinger of Paranormal State and Portals to Hell and I were looking for a property with a cozy haunting a couple of years ago, we knew there was something special about this place as soon as we set foot inside. The assumption is that the spirits haunting the hallways of Inspiration House are former residents who love the house too much to move out or move on. Those now ghoulish residents include families, writers, abolitionists, and artists, and according to one review, the wood floors are exceptionally creaky. This 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house accommodates up to 5 guests, though there's one room that technically is off limits. A museum-like space filled with paranormal phenomena. You can request to have the room opened if you'd like to explore. Availability is currently limited in October, but opens up in November. The rating is 4.86. The Haunted Bedroom at Insland Mansion in Troy, New York. $175. Book this haunted bedroom in Troy, New York on Airbnb starting at $175 per night. This beautiful home with spooky charm has been in the family for 6 generations and is located in the historic New York Village off Lansingburg. In addition to beautiful hardwood floors, floral wallpaper, antique decor, and vibrant carpet, a booking here also comes with lots of ghost stories from the host and perhaps an experience of your own. The house was originally built by my great-grandfather who came from Bavaria in 1900, says host Michelle Bell. When we asked her to tell us a bit about her ghoulish experiences, she said, "Where do I begin? I've been pushed off of chairs, I've been pushed off the bed, and I have voice footage. People that worked for me in the house to help me take care of my mom have actually left because of seeing the tall, slender man and the heavy-set man that walk around the house." So you got a tall, skinny dude and a fat dude that walk around. People have also reported things getting misplaced but ending up in bizarre places, like inside of potato chip bags. Seeing lights flickering and hearing unexplainable sounds. Dude, I would be pissed if something ended up in my potato chip bag. I'm weird about my food. I don't like if my food falls on the floor, I won't eat it, or like if it touches some weird stuff, I'm not going to eat it. I'm just weird about my food. And there's no way I would be happy with some random object ending up in my potato chip bag. The haunted bedroom, ideal for 2 guests, is the second largest room in the house and has a private entrance along with immediate access to the 3rd floor attic. Though do note that the bathroom is shared. There's wide availability in October and through 2021. The rating is 4.83. The Shamrock House in Rocky Bottom, South Carolina, $375. That's a nice looking place. I like the stone work is really cool. I love the stone, and I like the log cabin look here that they have going on. That's kind of neat. And of course, I love the fact that it's in the woods. It says there are more than a few scary movies that start with a lone log cabin in the woods. Perhaps you'll be the star of your own by staying in this century-old home, nestled in South Carolina's Heritage Corridor. It was built in the mid 1920s and served as a place to rest for weary travelers passing through the area. There was even a notable guest who slept here, former President Lyndon B. Johnson. Of course, every old home has a ghost story. The weeping sound of Nancy the ghost is claimed to be heard on occasion, the listing states. We can't confirm or deny her presence, but we are pretty sure Nancy is a friendly gal, and her weeping is just the sounds of the old house creaking. At 3,500 square feet, Shamrock House is a massive space that can accommodate up to 24 people. In fact, it technically includes three individual spaces: the main house, the bunkhouse, and the trout house, which together have 8 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. Availability is open in October and well into 2021. The rating is 4.6. The Henry Derby House in Salem, Massachusetts, $450. This buttery yellow Victorian home with dark green shutters may look perfectly sweet on the outside, but there have reportedly been numerous ghost sightings here, according to the owner. In fact, the house, a former bed and breakfast converted into a rental home, is actually a stop on local ghost tours. I grew up in the house, and as early as I can remember, I had dreams about spirits living on the third floor. I would always sleep with a fan on to drown out the sounds of footsteps in the night, a habit I've yet to break. Owner Philip Marchin tells Business Insider. Since my mother opened the B&B in 2001, we have had countless guests ask about the ghosts living in the house. Only a few people have ever seen it, and all have described a young girl in her mid to late teens. There's no doubt in my mind that there is at least one spirit living in the house, and some ghost hunters have claimed to find more. Fortunately, this is a friendly ghost. Marshland says that nearly all the encounters have been harmless. Most people describe a feeling of a presence at the end of their bed, being tucked in, or having their feet tickled. That is creepy. Okay, that's not a friendly ghost. If he's standing there watching you at the end of the bed, tucking you in, which is just strange, and tickling your feet while you're trying to sleep, that is not a friendly ghost. That's a jerk. I would not be happy with that ghost. The house has 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and comfortably accommodates 10 guests. There's even a formal dining room, and guests have access to the beautiful garden, ripe with rose and hydrangea bushes. Availability is currently limited in October, but opens up in November. The rating is 4.85. Belfem Townhouse in Salem, Massachusetts, $540. The Belfem Townhouse, tucked into the McIntyre Historic District of Winchy-Salem, Massachusetts, includes 6 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a sweeping front hallway, a historic organ, and a porch that overlooks the gardens and nearby mansions. Every corner of this 18th century home is loaded with character, and according to a handful of guests, is also home to a spirit or two. In a recent review for Belfem, guests heard footsteps in an empty hallway, and doorknobs jiggled with no one there. Perhaps you can enrich your haunted happenings experience by staying in a historic home with a little something extra, says host Leon DeMar. While visiting, she urges visitors to take advantage of Salem's eerie history. Visit the Witch House and Witch Museum. partake in a haunted ghost walking tour, and consider doing a psychic reading. Even casually strolling through the streets, you'll see witch logos adorning police cars, taxis, magazines, and newspapers. Well, of course you do, because it's Salem. I mean, they got to capitalize on that. This open concept house sleeps 12, and availability is open in October and well into 2021. The rating is 4.9. And that, I believe, is the end of this article. This was a long one, but it's kind of a neat little idea that people are doing like Airbnbs and whatever the hell that other thing was, Verbo. I don't know if you say it like VRBO or if you say it Verbo. I've never heard of it. I've heard of Airbnb though, but it's kind of neat that they're doing this with haunted places now to where you can kind of go and stay at a haunted place if you're a person that is into that kind of thing. Really cool. Let me know down in the comments what you think if you made it to the end of the video. It was a very long article and it was almost like reading the classifieds in a way. It was not super interesting, but it's an interesting concept, I think. So let me know what you think down in the comments. And as always, thank you for all the support. And until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye bye.